Welcome to Sprinkle with Hope podcast and your host Shane. Today, our guest comes all the way from Austria, right? Romana Hasenöhrl is from Austria, and she has done a lot of things in life. I was reading about it, and in about 20 years ago, she had a skydiving accident. 10 years after that, she says she's lost everything, her job, which was her dream job, lost friends, partner, confidence, security, everything. And then in 2020, so not too long ago, she founded a Facebook group called Happiness Reloaded and started to organize online networking and marketing. So Romana, thank you so much for joining us today. We're super excited to have you.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. I'm more than honored to be on your show. I love it.
I love it. The other thing I was going to point out, which I loved because we've talked just a little bit about this, is that you also claim to be a laughter yoga trainer, a certified laughter yoga trainer. We've talked about that, but let's go to the skydiving accident, because you say in that, when I was reading about that, you mentioned that was when you really figured that life can change just like that. So talk us through that. What happened and what did you learn from that experience?
Yeah, love to. It's enough time gone by.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I came into skydiving when I was 30, so quite late in life. I got that tandem jump for my birthday, found out I love it, and I started skydiving. So it was one of these things in life where you start with it and you constantly know that's it. That's what I work for. That's why I earn so much money to just spend it, like throw it out of the plane. And I was completely into this sports, even thought of maybe I could do it on a professional level and make a living with it, which didn't work out because I wasn't that gifted. So I'm not a real good skydiver, or never became one, but I loved it nevertheless. And in 2003, that was it. I lived a life of, I've been working for a broadcasting company, for the biggest broadcasting company in Austria. I made nice money, not too much, but could do everything I want, felt quite safe. And I have to admit, I lived life on that like surface level, right? Meaning you earn money after work, you go to a bar, have some drinks, have friends you have fun with, and many people live like that. And then all of a sudden I had this accident, which was a kind of mixture of a weather situation and bad pilot, which was myself. And my parachute collapsed about 10 meters above ground.
Oh, goodness.
And I just fell straight down, which the doctor afterwards told me that could be lethal, I think. I was lucky like hell and had about 57 angels or something like that. Wow. But nevertheless, I broke my spine. So the moment I hit Earth, I felt something's gone really bad.
Yeah.
So that's not okay. I felt it, I heard it. So if you ever hear your own bones breaking, that's one of the ugliest noises you can hear.
Oh, yeah.
And in that moment, I realized, oh my God, I'm not, I can die like all human beings, but I never spent a moment of thinking about that life can be over. I just thought, I'm in the mid-30s and life is good, and carry on like this. Sometimes friends of mine told me that you've been living like a Formula One driver, so always full gas, and you should have known that this would not last forever. But I never spent the thought. So I had to go through 1.5 years of getting back to my body strength and everything. I was lucky, really lucky. So I can walk, I can run, I can do almost everything. And I went back to skydiving. Of course,
Wow.
most
Of
of
course.
us do. Yeah, most
Sure.
of us do. You hit ground, you get into the helicopter, off to the hospital, and in the helicopter, you tell everybody you will be back in that sport. That's I have some friends who went through this, and it seems to be a normal reaction that in the moment you don't want to realize that life told you you should change something.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, that was this accident, and so 4 months after it, I still had like bad nightmares and always that sound in my ears, and my partnership like didn't make it through that process. And when I was single again, I sat there and thought, maybe there's more in life, like just going to work 9 to 5, spending your money. Nevertheless, of course, I wanted to go back to skydiving, and I did so, but a lot more aware of what can happen,
Sure.
and that thoughts of there's more in life, they never went away.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what to do with that. It was like I wasn't in like self-development processes then. I did a lot of self-development my whole life, but never in that depth you should go, or you life wants you to go.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So tell me about, so, Shane kind of gave you us an introduction to you, and at one point you lost everything, right? Like this dream job that you had and all of that. And so maybe you can talk about what happened on the flip side of that. So how did you overcome these challenges that you were faced with, this injury, losing your partner, losing everything? How did you get on the other side of this?
Yeah, that was the next thing that happened. As what was in 2012, so almost 10 years later. For me now, looking back, it seems to me as if life thought, oh my God, she didn't get it. What shall I do now? So, yeah. In the meantime, I had stopped skydiving and started paragliding.
All right.
I don't know what's going on with me. And had a bad accident as well, but not as bad
my
as
goodness.
that one. But I just, went on. And then we got a new boss in work. And he wanted to cut down our salaries on a quite high level. So we started one of these working man fights. And of course, you can imagine I was in the front row with that and had many discussions. And I always loved that work. So working for the television productions is not in front of the camera, but behind the camera. I loved it. And I always imagined that this is my job where I grow old with. And someday I will be 65 and it's over and we will have a big party or whatever. So then we had these discussions, and what I didn't get was that this new boss just was looking for a chance to fire one person and show all the others, if you get too pushy, that's what will happen. And so he chose me. And that was quite a weird situation because we had a big discussion and I sat there and told everyone what I thought about that. And I told the boss, of course, what I think about you cannot cut down people who've been working there for over 20 years and stuff like that. And I myself have been working there for 17 years. And then I went on a holiday. I went to Greece for 5 weeks. And when I came back, I had that letter in my post box. So they fired me and didn't even talk to me, right?
My goodness.
Just got informed.
Wow.
The problem was I came back from the holiday and you have that, bunch of stuff in your post box. I didn't go through it. Just went to work and I was the only person who didn't know that I've been fired. So that situation was so weird. I never ever in my life had a weirder situation that was yeah. So after 2 hours, like setting up the studio and working behind the camera, someone told me, and it felt like really that carpet, you know, somebody takes and pulls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, and then the first reaction was, oh my God, I'm starting something new. Like I am a person like that. Yeah, okay. But after a month, it like settled. And I went to that office where they look for new jobs for you. I don't know how you call that in the States, but that lady there, she just told me straightforward that, listen, you are 44, you work for a niche, broadcasting is a niche. We will not get you a new job. There's no chance in Austria. That country is too small. We don't have any job for you. And that was when it really kicked in.
Yeah.
Because then I realized, oh, it's not that easy. There's not any dream job out there which is comparable with what I've done. And oh my God, what am I doing? So because I've done that too long, right? That's 17 years in that niche job. I had done before, 4 or 5 years before, was that I started in a school for astrologers. So I'm a certified astrologer. And I always thought I'm gonna do that when I'm retired. Then I'm an old lady then, and looking at the stars, and I liked the idea. So after searching for a new job for almost 4 months, I thought, why don't I found my own company and work as an astrologer? It's the only chance I see here. And I have to admit, I really got depressed in that first year, because losing that job, then I realized, oh my God, when no money's coming in, that thing with paying rent and everything, that's a very quick process when all your savings are gone. So I was there, all my savings gone. I cut down with everything. So no more holidays, no fitness studio, no whatsoever. And realized, nevertheless, I spend money, of course. You have to eat and pay rent. So yeah, then I founded that company. And of course, I had very, very little clients. How should they have known that I exist? And I had no idea of marketing in these days, email marketing or having a website or whatever. I just started with it from the scratch and did it all myself. So I trained myself in WordPress and set up a website and hoped that somebody would find it and call me and want an astrological reading. And I didn't get that spiral went down, right? I got more and more depressed. And again, another partnership ended at this point, because it seems that I'm not a very good person when I'm in that mood. And it took me about 1.5 years to realize that this really is a chance and not just a bad destiny. So I started writing my first book in that first year of being unemployed and unhappy. And I found a publisher, and that was great. And I celebrated my first book, of course, but nevertheless, I didn't get that this was my chance. And I guess that's the other side of the coin, right? To realize, gosh, that could be the chance that life serves me.
Yeah.
So after 1.5 years, I realized it. It took me that long. And I sat there one day and thought, hold on, I'm free now. I work in front of the computer. I can work everywhere. So why don't I grab my stuff? I had a very old camper van. Why don't I fix the camper van and go to the sea? I mean, it's nice there. Stick your feet in the water and do your work there.
Yeah.
And
sounds
that's what
like a
I
dream.
did. That's what I did then. So I was 46 then, And it was the first time I did like long-term traveling, being away from home for over 3 months. And I met so many people. Of course, they were all much younger than myself. Those, working abroad people. But I realized that this is my life. This is where life wants me to be, to spread that happiness and that good feeling, and to show people how to get out of the deep crisis and realize, okay, in the first moment, of course, you're sad, you're angry, you're whatever, but to realize that someday there has to be the point where you say, okay, I've been sad, I've been angry, but now there has to be something else.
Yeah, that's awesome. So as we mentioned, you started a Facebook group called Happiness Reloaded. Is that, walk us through that? Why did you start this, and what type of things do you do in this group?
That started in the first lockdown in Austria. We had a lockdown. It started somewhere in March. They said March last year. All right, they said it will last for 2 weeks, but we sat back home, I guess 6 weeks. Nobody remembers right now. It's all over.
Yeah, right.
And I realized there are so many people out there who really lose their good spirits. I myself have to admit, I am a very cheerful person, so I love to laugh.
Yeah.
And even in those bad moments I had, I always was up for a good joke, or like, I can laugh until I cry. And that was even one situation when some colleagues, you say, co-workers in the company I had to leave, they said, why don't you stop laughing? I mean, your situation is bad enough. And I then said, I don't let them steal that from me.
Yeah.
They can have
totally.
everything, but not that. And within the discussions during the first lockdown, I realized that not every person has that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
That mindset which says, no, you don't get my laughing, you don't get my joy. You can have everything, but not this. And so I founded this group, and I wasn't sure what I'm up to at the beginning, but I wanted people to come in and laugh together, be happy together, share cheerful thoughts, or even jokes, good music. And as I didn't know what I'm doing exactly, I started with a song in the morning. So from my I'm a real old school rock and roller. So from my huge playlist, I gave them one song every morning, and I got good response. People love it. And so I started doing lives and talking about happiness mindset. And then the response got more and more. So at the moment, we've got over 700 members. And they write emails to me and tell me, oh, please carry on. We love it so much.
That's awesome.
And it's different what they like. There's one lady who always writes about the music. She says she loves it. She's so excited about the next song. And others write that they love my lives. And when I tell people about my personal life, and when I'm traveling, then of course I go live from my travels, and they love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So is that all you're doing at this point, is just doing this, or do you have another side gig that you're working on, or what are you doing these days?
Oh, I'm doing so much. Of course, just had a talk an hour ago, and this person said, I cannot follow you. What exactly are you
doing? Everything.
Yes, everything but scuba diving, because I hate it. Nah, I am still an astrologer, so people come to my office, or we do it via Zoom, because via the Facebook group, I got many clients all around the world. So I have calls with people in Australia or in the US or even in Colombia, and talk about their birth chart and their chances in life. So that's what I still do. And I am a writer. So since 2015, I published 8 books, working on the 9th at the moment.
Wow.
Which is an astrological cookbook. So we cook for the star signs. And I created some recipes and put them together. So you have 4 courses and a cocktail for each sign. And a friend of mine, she's a photographer, she takes the pictures, and it's I love that work. It's much work, but I love it because I love cooking. So that's what we are working on at the moment. And then at the moment, I'm planning some online courses.
Oh, cool.
In English and German language, because the English community is growing so fast. So what I want to do is like Sunday afternoons, I call them Soul Food Sundays, where we work on special parts. For example, why it is so important to relax in between. Yeah. So even though when you are a person like I am, like this energy level, you have to relax and sit back. And how can you do that? So I'm teaching relaxation methods, and I'm teaching laughter yoga, of course, online, which is quite funny. And I'm doing astrological courses as well. So, and happiness courses, meaning I call them happiness mindset courses, where you sign in and you get a short video every day for a whole week, and you do exercises, and then we get in touch and talk about it. How can you use that exercise in daily life, or do you think it's just, oh God, never do that again? And so I try to help people to get that mindset, no matter what's going on. You, with yourself, will be strong enough and happy enough to go through.
Yeah. So I think anyone who jumps out of a plane has to be a little bit crazy. I would rather jump into the ocean and scuba dive, but Romana doesn't want to do that. I'm curious why you wouldn't scuba dive.
It just scares me.
It scares you. It's the only thing that you're afraid of.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
I mean, I remember the first jump out of the plane. I was scared too. I did my first jump in the Czech Republic, and that lady, she talked Russian. I don't know why she talked Russian. I don't get it, but the only word she could say in English was jump. So they opened the door and she stood there and had to tell every skydiver, us newbies, to go out. Yeah. And then she did this, and I looked straight into her face and thought, I'm not doing that. No.
Yeah. And
then she just yelled at me, jump. I got so scared. I'd rather get out of the plane than staying inside with her.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That's hilarious.
That's really cool. So Romana, near the end of our podcast, we like to ask 2 questions we call the double down dose. Are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The first question is, how would you define hope?
Hope. I think, hope is not giving up, but always seeing that light at the end of the tunnel. And might it be tiny and small, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And just keep on going there. That's hope for me. Yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome. So Shane and I created an acronym out of hope, 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 heart, overcome, passion, and enough. So what would you say about passion? What would be your definition of passion?
I think passion is when you do something and you don't only feel in your brain, that's all right what I'm doing, but in your heart and body. It's like all energies focused on that. yeah, that's passion for me. When I'm doing stuff I'm passionate about, I feel it in my body.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Romana, thank you so much for joining us today. We've really appreciated this discussion and your insight. We wish you all the best in everything that's coming up. So the listeners can follow or join your group, Happiness Reloaded. Is there any other way that you would like to share with them how they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, I can leave my email address here, of course. So if there come up some questions about exactly passion or hope or happiness, they can reach out to me via email or via the Happiness Reloaded group, of course, because I'm there in person. And whenever you send me a message, I will answer it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Romana, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it very much.